Hey guys, so you may have seen the live video this week where I had my female southern white-lipped python out. Unfortunately, she ended up being in shed. So I decided we'd take another stab at it today. She just shed. I haven't seen that she shed 100%, but I've seen the, what's left in her cage. So I'm assuming that she has. We're gonna pull her out and take a look. So stay tuned. So much like last time, we're gonna watch her behavior coming out here. Once again, rapid tongue flicks, but a little bit more aware of what's going on around her, obviously, as she's shed. Now I'm trying to see because she might have a retained eye cap on this side. So we will have to deal with that at some point if that's the case. So same thing we did last time, we're gonna come in and just start off with a nice light hook touch. Just kind of let her know something's going on and see how she is. Now last time she immediately struck, this time she's not doing that, mostly because she was able to see it coming. So it's still stimulating her, she's still aware it's going on, but she's a little bit easier about it. Now as we start to pick her up, she may get a little bit more uppity about it, as you can see. And we're just gonna let her know that she could come out here. I'm gonna try putting my hand here and seeing how she reacts to me touching her. She's still very nervous because she's still in her element right now. So she's still in her shift box, so I'm trying to break her out of that, get her on the ground where she's like, oh, okay, I'm not in my space. Let's check this out. She may keep trying to go back into her space, but you can see she's very reactive when she bumps into the thing, even though she did it on her own. And that's a lot of the problem with white lips being so reactive, and why people get bit by them and things is because they react right away, even to something that they might do by themselves. I've had retics do that before too, where they've bumped me and bit me, not being even defensive, it just scared them and they just kind of reacted without thinking. So the goal is always to get them thinking, because these animals are smart enough to recognize the difference between a threat and not in most cases. So it's just a matter of giving them the space they need to figure that out, and then doing what you got to do there. So right now, like I said, you can still see she's kind of iffy about coming out, so we've got to convince her that that's an okay thing to do. Hi. Are you looking to do nefarious things, or are you looking to be nice? Beautiful animal, just getting up to weight where I want her. We're gonna feed her later today, and then she'll get fed again. Probably in about a month or so, we're gonna really start feeding her as we start to cycle her and get her ready. But I do wanna give her one more meal. So right now, I'll probably give her like 2 medium rats today. I like feeding mediums more than I like feeding bigger stuff most of the time. Once we get into where we're trying to really get her primed for the season and let her know that, she's getting ready for breeding, then we'll bump up the meal size, give her something with a little more size to it, maybe mix in a large rat and, decent sized quail or something, and really prime her body for that breeding season. There you go, come on. Come on. All right. No funny business, Ms. Lady. This is a happy occasion. So just trying to work her in a way where she doesn't get too uncomfortable. You always have to be careful because, as I said, they can be very reactive, and she can swing very quickly in an instant if she feels like she needs to do so. Let me put her down and readjust the camera here. I kind of forgot you guys are on an angle. It's a pain in the ass not having somebody that can film for me. I'm actually going to switch around the camera here, so hang tight. Get a little bit of her crawling around here so you can really see some of her size when she's actually stretched out. When I'm holding her, it kind of makes her look smaller. But she's a good size animal. I'm not zoomed in or anything right now. That is just the regular camera. And I'm probably 7 or 8 feet away from her trying to get her all in the shot. But she does pretty well out here. I think it's good for her mental well-being to get a little bit different stimulation. And we just keep an eye and make sure she doesn't get overstimulated. But, she's got the good steady tongue flicks where she's engaging with her environment. She's not being overly reactive when I come over to her right now. Now, if I come at her from the front, that may change. We'll see what happens. Let me fix this a little bit. I'll get you guys some close shots of her. You can see a little bit of the iridescence better than you probably could when she was in shed. But it is overcast today, unfortunately. You want overcast for picture day with some species and videos, but white lips are really not that species that you want that. You'd like the bright sunshine to really show off what these snakes bring to the table as far as iridescence and color goes. Now, obviously, I do not want her to get to the woods, so we're going to make a little bit of contact with her here. Try to make sure that we engage her in a way that doesn't make her nervous. Just nice and slow, nice and easy. Bring her back over here. The key really with these reactive species is not to kind of force yourself on them too quickly. In their cage, where they're very cage defensive, sometimes you really have to move quick because getting them out of that element for a minute is really where you start to get them thinking and engaging and not just reacting. But outside in an environment like this, it's a lot better to be kind of slow and steady. Give her that initial contact, see how she reacts to it, and kind of adjust from there. So once again, she's getting towards the woods here, so we're gonna come in here nice and easy, not doing anything that really suggests something's wrong. I'm not acting like a predator. I'm just shifting her somewhere safer for the time being. And like most snakes, they get stubborn, they get something in their head. She's gonna keep heading back to whatever it is she's interested in, which is probably just the woods, Obviously, she's exposed out here. If she got into there, she's gonna have places to hide. So that is probably her goal right now. She's not freaked out or anything, but still, it's not sunny. There's no reason for her to be out here basking. It's about 68, 70 degrees, somewhere in that range. So very, very comfortable temperature for her to be out this time of year, but not too cold and not oppressively hot either. Now, if she were sick or had a respiratory infection or something, I would not be bringing her outside anyways, but certainly not outside into, 68, 70 degrees. But she's a very healthy animal. And, I think obviously you can see that in her movements and disposition. You haven't seen her strike once today. The other day on the other video, she did strike a couple times, once at herself and once at the hook. And once again, that was mostly because she couldn't see what was going on. Now that she can see and she's a little bit more aware of her surroundings and self-aware, she's a bit more comfortable. Once again, coming in, nice light touch, let her know I'm here, not doing anything too crazy. And we're gonna slide her over here a bit again. But see, she's not biting herself today or reacting in that manner because she's able to see her surroundings, so she's more comfortable. So that's what really keeping these animals comes down to, is learning their patterns of behavior, learning the things that upset them or trigger them or make them nervous, and learning to work with them in a capacity that doesn't put them in that situation where they feel like they have to be defensive. You want to put them in a situation where they can always be thinking. They can always make the conscious choice whether they feel they need to defend themselves or whether everything's routine. And she's not threatened by my presence whatsoever. Now, in her cage, I would not be able to be standing here this close to her. She would come for me. But out here, where we're not in her space and her territory, and she's much more interested in exploring things, it's a lot easier to work with her. And white lips in general tend to be that way, much more cage defensive, much easier going when you get them out of their element. That doesn't mean she can't turn suddenly, get spooked, and take a shot at me. Certainly within the realm of reason, certainly can happen, has happened. But I find both of my white lips are really, really well behaved outside. The male especially, he really enjoys it out here. He'll explore a lot of stuff, and he really cruises around and gets into it. She's a little bit more methodical, but still nice healthy tongue flicks, engaging her environment, very curious about everything around her. Just a wonderful, wonderful animal that I enjoy a great, great deal. So I'm glad to share her with you guys. I appreciate feedback on what you guys think of her. We're going to try to get her set up to breed this year and hope for the best. Obviously, southern white lips are pretty difficult go, but she's been here for over three years now. The male has as well. They're established in their cages. They're comfortable in there. So I'm hoping that that's going to help, and we're going to be a step ahead of the game. Obviously, I have a lot of advice from Ryan Young, which is priceless. You know, there's nobody I know myself that is better you know, suited to walk you through a process with these animals. He's had great success with them. You know, super nice guy, so I'm very appreciative of that help. So we will cut this short. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing her, and you know, let me know what you think. Hit the comments. Do you like these videos where the snakes are just kind of outside cruising and we're just talking about some subtle things? You know, I know this isn't profound information here in this particular video where we're going over, you know, all kinds of stuff, but I think anytime that you can observe snake behavior is a learning experience. So I'm learning while I'm out here with you, and hopefully you guys watching her are picking up on little nuances and seeing little things and seeing how she's interacting with the environment and how she's reacting to things. Like right now, I just moved in on her, and obviously she became a little bit more nervous and aware of that. So her tongue flicks have changed, her posture has changed, and she's thinking right now. And that's all we want, is her to be thinking and not just reacting. So if I were to put this camera a little bit closer to her face, she would probably take a go at it. Obviously, I don't want to do that because that's counterproductive to building a relationship with these animals. So I'm going to hold my ground for now and let her keep thinking and see what she decides. And you can see that she is tongue flicking a little bit, but much more methodical than she was before. Not those, you know, happy, steady tongue flicks. It's a little bit more rapid. And then she's taking breaks in between, and now she's decided, okay, still a little uneasy about this, but so far so good. I haven't made a move. She hasn't made really any move. So it's really cool to me to just watch that happen. And now she's re-engaged in her environment, feeling comfortable again. And she might be moving away, which is fine, but she's not doing so in a state of panic or fear. She's just back to going, all right, this is cool. Let me continue to be curious and explore what's going on here. So, really awesome snake. Thank you guys for coming along. Appreciate all the support on the channel. Don't ever forget, check out the membership area if you want additional videos, a little bit more perks. If you hit the join button, it'll tell you all about that kind of stuff. And it just gives you an opportunity to support the channel a little more, as well as learn a little bit more information, see a little bit more snakes and things of that nature. So appreciate you guys. Talk to you later.